Hello, I'm Blue Moon.
And I'm Red Moon.
Welcome to the most sophisticated sophomore stories from the sophomore year of high school. Okay, we're sitting in a car for some reason. There's no really particular reason we're sitting in this car. It's just because, well, we can't find good lighting, and being a YouTuber is way harder than we think it is. It really is. Like, we're so used to filming LPS, like, we got so frustrated trying to find a background for this video. We were like, we're just gonna go in a car. The lighting is pretty good. It's just gonna be really toasty in here. We're probably gonna see our face get really red throughout the video because it's really hot in here. I'm already sweating. It took us like 30 minutes to film the opening. We were home alone when we started this. Like, we came downstairs and no one was here for some reason, so we were like, let's film it in the car. And then everyone came home and they're like looking through the windows. We can't drive yet. We only have permits, so I'm just sitting in it. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just sitting in the car talking. Alright, so yes, you've read this title right. We're gonna go through our softest sophomore stories ever. Because last year we did it with freshman stories, and so we thought, why not repeat the cycle? Because it's fun to just go through your whole year and just pick out the craziest stories that happened to you during that said year. And our high school is very crazy. We go to a huge high school. It's very old, very old. We went on a tour with our mom. Before school started for freshman year, we went on a whole tour of the school. She used to go there, right? And she said everything looks exactly the same. The desks are the same. The girls' locker room exactly the same. So it's really old, 30 years old, like at the least. At the least. So we thought we should share some of our stories for your entertainment and for us to remember for years to come. Alright, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like we're sweating. Let me just grab the camera's really hot. I look like I'm dying. Like oh, it's so wet. She literally has sweat just dripping down her face. Like, this is a really dumb idea. And we're all This was a bad idea. Yes, bad idea. So, we're gonna go inside. Yeah, we're going. See you inside. It's too hot. Oh, that didn't work. It's actually a few hours later and a lot of difficulty finding our memory card and all this camera trouble, but we're back now. And we're not sweating it. I drank water. Stay hydrated, kids. We're all over the place, so that's why we cut all of that talking out. We're gonna put all of the things we're gonna talk about into 5 categories, which are tradition, Japanese, other classes, gym stories, and friends. We did a Draw the LPs challenge from back to school last year. We did a tips and tricks, and we did a freshman year stories video. So if you want to see any more school videos, go check those out. We'll link them in the description below. Like we mentioned before we skipped all the talking we did, our school is very, very old. It has a lot of tradition, including bonfires, football games, just all this cool stuff that we get to experience because our school is so old. But you know what's not cool about having a school that's really old? The broken ceilings, the cracked windows, the broken AC, the spotty Wi-Fi, basically everything else about the school structurally sucks a lot. All the stuff that they can't get fixed because of budget and all that. Speaking of budget though, a lot of kids were complaining about this, about, you know, how the school's literally falling apart under our feet. But the school was like, you know what we can do to fix this? Buy everyone tablets. That's totally a great idea. No, it's not. It requires 10 times more work and kids are just not gonna pay attention to class even more now, and the tablet's gonna get broken. This is another thing to deal with on top of everything else. Kids always are watching stuff on their tablets as the teacher's talking, and some teachers like don't even care. But that's like a mini rant. We're just giving you an overview of the school so some of the stories make sense. We're giving you the setting. Broken iPads, broken ceilings, and an old school. That's huge. There's thousands of kids in our school. I don't know if we mentioned that. But this category is called tradition, which we should just rename it to tablets because that's what we're gonna talk about. Like we mentioned before, kids don't pay attention that much at all because when we're doing work on the tablets, most kids just plug in their earphones. Earphones, ew. Not headphones, earbuds. Yeah, most kids just plug in their earbuds and just like earbuds. Most kids just plug in whatever they use to listen to music or sound to. They just watch YouTube videos and listen to music. It's really distracting, not for them, but for me, because 2 of my classes, in my math class and in my science class, my one friend sat next to me and they would always watch YouTube videos in class all the time and never pay attention. And sometimes while I was trying to learn, because I suck at science, they'd kind of just be like, yo, do you want to watch this? Do you want to watch this video? And they just like give me their headphones, just like start jamming in my ear. I'm like, stop, I want to learn. I never say no. Say no sometimes. Yeah, like, oh my god, there's so many times where like we've had to do something. Like someone's like, you want to go here? And I'm like, no, we can't. And she just goes, yeah. And I'm like, no. So yeah, tablets are not the best thing to have in school. Okay, mini rant over. Okay, we're done. We're done with that. On to the actual stories. Actual stories. Alright, so the next category is the one we think is the most interesting. So it's Japanese class. If you guys don't know, we take Japanese. I'm in Japanese 2 next year, and she's gonna be in Japanese 3. And we don't know everything about Japanese, so we're not gonna act like we're masters or anything. I'm not. But these are just some stories that happen in Japanese class. There's only one Japanese teacher in the entire school, so all the kids who take Japanese go to this class, so it's pretty crazy. There's a bunch of anime lovers, weeaboos, otakus, all that jazz. Jump into these stories. The first one is called Maid Costume. Moon, this happened to her, so she can get into it. This one kid that sits in front of me was talking to his one friend, which was my partner for most group activities we had to do, and they were just like talking, like secretly whispering, like, when do you want me to do this? Like, when should I go out now? So I picked up on the story pretty quickly while they were discussing it. The one kid was trying to talk to his friend, and he was asking him what time should he leave the room to go to the bathroom to change it to his maid costume and then come back. Cause my Japanese class was before lunch, cause he was gonna escort his one friend in a maid costume to lunch as a joke, cause they made a bet apparently. I was just waiting for this to play out in class. So he left class, and when he came back, he slowly inched himself into the room and he sat down. And the Japanese teacher, he was in a maid costume. Yeah, he went with the Attack on Titan like scouting like cape thing on. Also, I didn't know that. It was hilarious looking. Wait. So give us a review of his outfit. He had the maid costume. Yeah, like the basic anime maid costume. So like this, with like an Attack on Titan jacket. Yeah, that's it. Wait, like a cape. The green cape. Oh, that's so weird. I know. He sat down and the Japanese teacher was teaching, but then she just stopped, and I thought she would be okay with it, but she started like yelling at him. Yes, it's against dress code. That Japanese class is great. Every Tuesday I talk to my partner about like Tokyo Ghoul that came out. This is a minor story. I wrote it down and I have to think about it because I'm like, how did that happen? Okay, so I remember. We were doing homework and the Japanese teacher was going over it. We do this every class. We have to read sentences out loud that were from our homework. And the one sentence asks you, do you like Japanese class? And the one kid goes, no! As a joke, he just shouts it out and the Japanese teacher's like, I hope I don't pick you to answer that question. And she has this little bucket of names and she picks them out. She picks it out, it's his card. So she asks him in Japanese, do you like Japanese class? And he answers in Japanese, no, I don't like Japanese class. And so they were kind of joking around. She just slowly like gets up and just dead staring at him, goes behind her desk, grabs a sword, and just raises it up, walks over to his desk like it's so, and just goes, hits him in the head with it. So she hits him in the head. Obviously, it's not like she's trying to abuse him, it was like a joke. And then she put the sword back and she was like, do you still hate Japanese class? He goes, yes. She goes to reach for it again and she accidentally hits the TV, so they decide to stop. Okay, the last story we have from Japanese class involves actual Japanese students. So the one good thing about our school is that they have a sister school or partnered school in Japan. It's like a college, and Japanese exchange students come to our school or to our Japanese class. It's only once a year they do this, and they come in and you basically get to talk to actual Japanese students or people from Japan. It's really awkward because like I don't know Japanese that well. The story starts with me. I was in Japanese first period and Blue Moon was in Japanese second period. By the way, we have to go to school like at 6 a.m. It's like we get up at 6 a.m. but we go to school at like 7 something. The class starts at like 7:20. I'm sitting there, I'm tired, like it's the middle of the week, like I want to die. I'm dressed in like the sloppiest clothes. I'm just like half asleep, like trying to pay attention. I hear the Japanese teacher talking on the phone. She's like, yeah, just send them up now. And I'm like, who's coming here? I automatically just go, oh no. I think it's the exchange students. It's that time of year where they're gonna come but you don't know when. They weren't supposed to come to our class, so she would have told us ahead of time, but they weren't supposed to. And there's like a busing incident, so they had to come into my class, and I wasn't prepared at all. And then suddenly, like, all these Japanese students come in, and I'm like, no, like, I want to meet them. I'm tired, I don't know Japanese, like, I don't want to talk to new people. Yeah. Talking to people when you have a language barrier is awkward. They were, like, all really nice. Yeah. They were, like, college students. They all look so young. We probably look like 30-year-old kids. Like, Americans just look different. We just look, like, older naturally. Like, in high school, everyone looks like they're in college already. The Japanese kids in college just look like in high school or middle school, at least to me. Like, I look dead tired. I probably look like a hobo just sitting in class, and they're all dressed up really nice. Because they planned to be here. Yeah, they planned to be here. And we didn't know. I had no idea. So me and my partner, for Japanese, we have partners that we have to work with. We never talk to each other, even in assignments. Like, we barely talk. We just turn, and we both start ranting. Like, oh my god, I wasn't ready for this. Like, I'm panicking. I didn't study. Like, what do I do? They were really nice. They ended up helping with our homework, and I remember the word for baseball now because I got it wrong. And the one girl kept having to correct me on it. She's like, this one, okay? Like, they don't know that much English, so they just say okay a bunch of times. As many times as they could until I said okay back. They're like, okay, and I'm like, okay, right. I remember the word for baseball forever now. Okay, what is it? It's yaku. Baseball. Yeah. A similar situation. I warned her though. Oh yeah, I texted you. I'm like, those Japanese exchange students, be ready. Since we were second year, they taught us like a song to sing. So I actually remembered one thing from that song, which is the phrase kokoro kara, which just means from the bottom of my heart. I forget everything else from it. Like, I know I've learned stuff, I just forgot it. It's also funny because at the end we had at least like 10 minutes to just talk to them normally, or try to talk to each other.
Not my class. My class didn't have time. This class at the time.
The one group of people in front of me were like showing each other their playlists. And Japanese kid, he was showing one of my classmates songs from his playlist, and they were all like English songs like Drake and Beyonce. And then when I was
Did you say Jarek?
No, Drake.
Oh, I thought you said Jarek.
Jared Jimmy from Degrassi. All like mainstream
Ariana Grande,
America. I thought it was funny, and then when I was showing my partner my playlist, I wasn't really showing them. I was gonna show them, but I'm like, this is really cringy because it's all anime. Weird how like they're interested in our music and we're interested in theirs. I mean, that's why we're taking Japanese, and that's why they're coming here. But
it was just kind of funny. Everything you know about Japanese goes out the window when you have to talk to an actual Japanese person.
No.
Like, actually, my class made origami, so let me just grab that. We made Pikachu.
First year made origami, I'm jealous.
Made with Japanese students. I hate origami. I suck at it, so they kept having to come and help me. No, they wouldn't even say do this. They'd just be like, okay, okay, and I'd be like, okay. Like, I wasn't okay, but I can't say no. Like, that's gonna cause more problems, so I have to say okay even if I'm not okay. I could be like in the desert, like, getting water. They give you like a cat to drink, and they go okay, and I'm like, okay. I would do it again, even though it's awkward.
Okay, the next category
is called
classes. Basically, any other class we want to talk about in this video.
That's not Japanese class. Here's another mini rant for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you know, okay.
Do you have a story for this?
I have a story,
to be more specific.
Ooh. This is how to make any situation 100 times more awkward, brought to you by my English class. My English teacher was really nice. I'll just call her Miss V. She would start the class, she would come in and be like, it's a great Monday today, guys. And this one girl would just stare her right in the eyes and be like, no, it's not. Every day sucks. Like, just in the middle of class.
Dang.
And everyone would just be like, no one asked, like,
you don't have to speak, you just sit there if you just disagree.
Yeah, like everyone just kind of nods whenever she says that. It's like, what makes it a good day? This day sucks. Have to be in school. My cat
she just goes into all this personal, like, details about her
she
life.
just starts naming horrible stuff. But, like, it's just like, oh my god. I like to think I'm, like, really negative. Like, I'm not an optimist. Like, I'm just pessimistic, but not to that level of just shouting out everything I hate in the middle of class.
Yeah,
everyone would just be, like, dead silent, like a cricket. Like, what's so good about Mondays? And it's just like,
just leave her alone. Just
don't respond.
Just
like,
have to say anything.
Like, the teacher would be going on about some writer, and she's named some horrible thing that happened to her. The teacher just goes, okay. Does not respond. Like, life's giving her lemons. She's like, this lemon's gross. Why do you give this lemon to me? Who are you trying to fight? Everyone's trying to be nice to you.
It was the first day of math class, and my math teacher, she was carrying around this tablet and talking, giving like the basic rules of the class. There's always that one kid that likes to talk and tease with the teacher and just shout out things during class to make jokes. And he was like, that's a nice tablet you got there, and it kind of like a joke, but also like jabbing kind of way.
Because she's always carrying it.
And she just turned and just said, you have no idea how disrespectful you're being. The class just got silent because we're like, oh crap,
how did he insult her?
What did this trigger? My math teacher went on to explain this certain thing with her eyes where she can only see white words on black paper.
A cat's hyper, sorry.
She gives you a sheet of paper with words on it with white, like a normal piece of paper. She can't see that, like she can't read it at all, so she carries her tablet around to take pictures of like the board or sheets of paper. It switches it around for her. Also funny because before she even mentioned that, she gave me the wrong piece of paper and I asked her for the actual one and she still gave me the wrong one, so after she said that, it all made sense to me and like she couldn't see it.
She
like,
couldn't see
know
the
she
paper.
gave me the wrong one.
You do what you want to do despite your problems. If you have asthma and you want to go run a mile, go ahead.
Yeah,
like you can take medicine for that. Just go do it if you want to do it.
We're allergic to cats and dogs, but we have a cat and a dog. Like,
we just take medicine and we just go live our life
and suffer a little.
I'm proud of her. She's just out there living her life. Well, this should be called mini rants.
Mini
time apparently because
mini rant sophomore stories. The last story I have for this category has to do when I was sick. I was in directed study, which is like a weird study class, like a study hall kind of. I mean, I was already sick beforehand, but I just felt really bad and I needed to use the bathroom really badly. I waited for the hall pass to come back for like a half an hour.
Like a good kid.
I got up and I went to use the bathroom and I sat in the stall. I was like, finally I got here. I was just sitting there like waiting it out, like having cold sweats and just dying. And there was like a group of girls and they were just chatting and then the security guard comes in and she was like, is there anyone in here? You have to all go to class. She was yelling at them because they needed to get to class.
And you were like dying on the toilet.
Just like crap. Like, I actually need to be here. And she was yelling and the kids were arguing with her and I was just sitting there
dying inside like,
just
why me?
She was telling everyone to get back to class class and they were arguing with her. She was like, okay, so then who is that in that one? They like
Points directly at Blue's stall. Who's in there?
They were actually nice. They saw me come in, so I'm pretty sure they were there before me. So they were like, oh no, she's not with us or anything.
Yeah.
But I just like heard the whole argument ensue. I don't know if they left or not, but I just kind of like got up and I just went, even though I still needed to go.
Like, imagine you want no one to see you. You're dying, you're sick.
You look
and then
horrible.
a security guard starts yelling at you.
She's like, get out of the stall.
Like, busts up in the stall.
End my life.
There's
Every
crazy
class.
people at our school. Whenever someone asks you, what school do you go to? We name our schools, and they go, how is that? Because it's like almost like a death sentence to them.
Just hear all the bad things
I
about
heard
it.
it's really bad, and I'm like,
It's pretty normal to me.
like, it's okay. There's a lot of fights, but like, still, it's fine. Okay, so this is another random one. We didn't write it down. We just remembered it.
This takes place before school even started, the night before. Red Moon set our alarm clock because we were messing with it because the power went out. So we were setting it back to the time we get up, which is 6 o'clock. And she made sure to set it for the right time. We made sure it was right.
It was right. I swear it was right.
So we went to sleep. We go to sleep really late.
Yeah.
So we woke up and we looked at the clock and it was 7. And school starts at 7:20. And we would already be on the bus by like 6:20.
Yeah, it's stressing me
We were
out
like
thinking
an
about it.
hour or half an hour late to school. Apparently you didn't set it right or something, so it didn't
Yeah,
go off.
it didn't
And
go
went,
off.
Maybe it went off at like 6 p.m. instead of 6 a.m.
Or something like that. Like I set PM instead of AM. But like the thing is, we didn't even wake up at 7. Our mom came in and was like, "Don't you have to go to school?"
And she's
we
like,
were
do you have a day off or something? We're like, no.
Like, she thought it was so funny since we never sleep in. We had to wait until 8 o'clock when our mom was done getting ready for work to go to school. So we were at least an hour or two late.
The next category
Is
actually
related to
perfect.
gym. Yes, it's gym stories. It starts freshman year, but the main story's in sophomore year.
Yeah.
Me and my one friend, we both had gym class together freshman year, and we would go out on the track to walk around, and there was this one crazy gym teacher. You walk out, you see a bunch of kids dying with this gym teacher being like, come on, let's go,
Sometimes
guys.
she jog alongside them.
Yeah, and she'd jog alongside the kids to make sure they're running, and I'm like, that teacher's crazy, I'm glad I don't have her for gym class. And my friend goes, yeah, that's my aunt, and I'm like, sorry I just insulted your aunt right to your face. Me too. You want to like exercise and work out in the morning? She's a great gym teacher. She's like a trainer basically.
But most high schoolers don't want to do that in the morning.
So you don't want her as a teacher. You know, I have her for gym, of course. You know, fate just goes, here you go. She was really nice, but she just pushes kids to like the next level. You have to do a mile around the track every morning, and I got her first period, so I have to walk around at 7 a.m. And not walk, I mean run.
Yes.
So basically, I wanted to do good because she was like really nice, and she would just be like, you can do it, Red Moon. I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And I actually like want to exercise. You have to do it either way, so I'm like, I might as well go all out. As I'm jogging, it's fine for the first lap. The second lap starts sucking, and the third and fourth lap, I feel like dying, and literally, I just like close my eyes and just fight through the pain. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this full speed. I'm gonna get a great time, because she times you and everything. If you watch My Hero Academia, you'll know the My Hero Academia music starts playing in my head. I just start like sprinting. I'm like sprinting, moving around, like passing people, and then I suddenly stop, and these girls were clapping, and I was like, good job, Red Moon. And I'm like, how do you know my name? I don't really know you that well. But I'm like, thank you. And then I was like also dying, so I'm like, thanks. And they were just like, thank you, My Hero Academia. You inspired me to start sprinting in gym class. I felt like a superhero, even though all I did was run in a straight line.
The last gym story we're gonna talk about is just explaining this one game called Mat Ball. It's
If you plan to play something and it doesn't work out, you play this game every
pretty
single
much.
time.
It's basically dodgeball mixed with baseball.
Yuck, you guys.
You can, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna explain it really quick. The whole basic setup is like baseball or yak cue. It has the pitcher, the person who kicks the ball, and like all of the mats you go on.
Instead of catching the ball, they have to throw dodgeballs at you.
Yeah, so you have to run to the next mat, and if you get hit, you're out.
But there's a twist to that. So basically, someone steps up to bat, the pitcher throws someone a ball, they hit it, but then and 7 other people run at the same time as someone grabs the ball and whips it at the entire crowd of kids running.
Because there's all the kids standing in the outfield and all the kids like in a line waiting to run.
Yeah.
So it's like a huge
It's dangerous.
stampede, and it's terrifying when you were a freshman. You had to go up against juniors or seniors.
And they're like whipping the balls
Like,
at you. It's even scarier when the gym teachers do it. You think,
Oh my
they're
God.
teachers, like they'll be nice. Like, no. They take all their anger out on the kids. They just go
They're like running at the speed of light. Like all the kids on the outfield just kind of stand around and watch.
Kids trip over each other. Like the gym teacher's chasing with the ball, he ran straight to the bleachers because he wasn't looking and broke his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's bad.
This one really intense moment I witnessed. This one girl's friend stepped off the mat by accident. She started running, but her one friend just jumped in front of her and was like, no, take me instead. But they both got like taken out. I got used to it though because at the end of the year we have exams and stuff. stuff. I had to play mat ball for 2 hours. I was in there for so long that hurt to stand up.
Like, you're standing on the field, or you're standing waiting in line, or you're running. As a freshman, I was terrified, but now I'm just used to it. I'm like, oh god, not this again.
Actually, I'd rather play mat ball than anything else.
I'd actually rather play volleyball. My glasses flew off in volleyball a bunch of times.
You got hit in the face, right?
I'm like looking at something, and the ball comes and smacks me in the face. My glasses go flying. Happened twice. Good times.
The next and last category is called friends. We're basically just gonna go on a tangent about fun little moments we had with our friends or acquaintances we know in school. There's one thing we want you to take away from this video.
Yes.
Which is, no one is actually looking at you and judging you. You might spend all this time thinking about, oh my god, am I gonna be judged for doing this? Like, you think about everybody looking at you and you're cared about what you look like, but in reality, everyone else is doing the same thing.
There are judgy kids in high school, but they're only judging you because they feel bad about themselves. I like to think I'm not very judgmental. I look at someone and I don't think about their appearance.
Yeah,
it sounds fake, but that's literally how I am. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
so-
be like, I'm so fat.
I'm like so taken aback.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, you're like,
What? We have friends who care a lot about what other people think, and friends who absolutely do not care what other people think.
Yes.
You have to be careful what you do, but you don't have to be too careful what you do. We have friends who like walk around squeaking dog toys in the middle of the hallway, and we have friends who decide what hairstyle they're gonna wear based off what people think they're gonna want.
And actually, we have a story to go along with that little message. Like I mentioned before, we have this directed study class.
It's like a 30-minute class. They just teach you stuff about careers.
We were in that class with
The same friend I had gym with, whose aunt turned out to be my gym teacher,
and it was
like the class itself sucked because it was free, they didn't really teach you anything.
Yeah.
But it was so fun having a bunch of friends there because a lot of our friends are in alphabetical order.
We all have like similar last names. that
Yeah.
start
So we
with
had a
letters.
few friends in there, we'd always joke around. There was a new girl,
Yes,
okay?
new
There was
girl.
a new girl in school. She sat in the same row as us, but
all the way in
far
the front.
ahead.
We were in the back, she was in the front.
And she was also super talkative. Like, she talked to the teachers. I was like, oh my god, I wish I could talk to teachers that nicely. Like, she's just so outgoing. And it turns out she thought the same thing about us. It was because of a weird chain of events we don't need to get into. She ended up coming to talk to us. We were like, what did you think about us when we weren't your friend? And she was like, I thought you guys were so cool. And I'm sitting here thinking everyone's like judging me for talking. And she's like, you guys had so much fun. I just wanted to be your friend. I
thought
wanted
you
to
were
be
cool.
your friend. You think people hate you, but they might actually think you're cool and you never know.
Of course, there's bad things that happen during the year. We're only talking about the funny or crazy things that happen.
That's part of life. Like, we want to shine a light on everything.
We're not gonna go into depth about the bad things. We're just gonna mention them very quickly.
Like, obviously, you have friends, they're gonna argue. They're just, like, over
They're
silly
all like
things.
petty arguments. You
Yeah.
know? We had to make a peace treaty for a lunch table because it got so bad.
We made
It
everyone
worked.
sign it. We had to go to the guidance counselor. Every time we make videos, by the way, we get comments about people being bullied. You just gotta stick with the right people and you won't really get bullied. Like, I don't know how to put it.
And if bullying is really bad, just report it to the guidance counselor. For our situation, we didn't go to the guidance counselor for bullying or anything like that. They didn't really do anything for our situation, but
It all kind of worked itself out, so it was fine. It just kind of sucks the guidance counselors don't do much. Just go to an adult that you know can actually do something. You may think there's no way out of a situation, but if it's serious enough, someone will help you.
And like, I guess another bad thing that happened near the end of the year, I came home from school and our mom just like mentioned that our school found like a bullet in the bathroom, and we were like,
You think like the security guards find a bullet in the bathroom, they'd shut down the school, but no,
Yeah.
they just kind of go, and just kind of like walk away.
I guess maybe they already know who did it or something. Like we said, we had a lot of bad things that happened. Went to the guidance counselor, you know, we have to comfort a friend after like one of their pets died.
In the beginning of the year, my one friend's lung collapsed.
Oh
You know
my
who you
God.
are if you're watching
Yes.
this. The same friend I had gym with, his lung collapsed. It's basically like your lung's a balloon and it just popped, and he couldn't breathe out of one of his lungs, so he
Yeah.
had to go to surgery. He was fine. I covered for him in science.
Now it's just
He was
like a
really fine.
joke everyone makes about
Yeah.
it. Like, don't collapse your lung again. High school is what you make it. If you go into high school thinking it's gonna be the worst time of your life, it is going to be because you're gonna view it as such.
Everything's fine.
It's okay. Everything's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
We should have
Back.
told you to get popcorn and settle down to listen to this, but now it's kind of over.
Thank you guys for watching.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Amino. And YouTube. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. I feel like a real YouTuber. If you want more of our story times, here you go. We have plenty for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for fan art, by the way. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And random dinner Welcome to the most sophisticated sophomore stories from the
Soulful, soulless, softless, sophomore year of high school.
Yes!
Say one more, dude, guys.
And I'm Redman!
Because I'm like, hello, I'm Blue Moon. You go, and I'm Red Moon. Like,
Okay. Okay.
take criticism.
Okay. Go.
Hello, I'm Red Moon. I will say.
Blue Moon's back there. Hi.
I was just trying to think of a more interesting background in our room.